friends. Welcome back to another Monday Motivator, where it's your weekly quick dose of Sager to help you show up more authentic, a little bit more brave, a little bit more present in your business and in your life, because that's what this is all about. That's why we're building our businesses. So the topic I want to cover today is around the concept of fear and our relationship with fear, and why I agree with Ed Milet that I think a little bit of fear is a good thing. So a couple weeks ago, I was listening to a podcast in one of my morning walks. If you're new around here, I'm in the midst of doing this really crazy thing called 75 Hard, which is a 75-day mental toughness challenge where I have to work out twice a day. One has to be outside. I have to drink a gallon of water a day. I have to read 10 pages of like nonfiction, so personal development type books a day, and take a picture and something else. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm doing it. I'm like well into it. And part of what I'm doing is I'm doing morning walks. So I get up at 5:15, I stretch, do a little yoga because my muscles are super sore. And then I go on an hour walk and I listen to audiobooks and podcasts. And a couple weeks ago, I was listening to this podcast that Ed Milet was on. Love that guy. He's like a giant teddy bear, but he's got such a warm heart. But he's like a muscular dude. And he mentioned something I was really surprised by. He talked about how when people are saying like, what's the secret to, I don't remember what the question was. Honestly, it doesn't matter. But he said, I still operate out of fear. And I think that's a good thing. And these other like dudes that were in the room were very confused that this was like his like insight or his business tip or whatever the question was. And he goes, I still operate out of fear. I'm still scared of what I'm building and what I'm doing. And he goes, I think that's really good because that shows me that I'm still deeply rooted in humility and gratitude for what I have, because it could all be taken away. I thought, oh, okay, I'm interested in this. And I started thinking about this concept of fear. I talk a lot about fear because, glossophobia is the fear of public speaking, which is like the number one or number two fear in the whole world. So fear and speaking go hand in hand. But what I want you to think about today is, how are we embracing fear versus how are we pushing it away? Because what I've realized is the stages in my life when I am not afraid, when I am grooving, when I am doing good, if I'm being real honest with myself, I'm coasting. I'm coasting on a plan that I know I can confidently execute. But when I challenge myself to dream bigger, when I challenge myself to reach a little further for a bigger goal or for a scarier ask or say no to something, in those moments when I'm reaching for something bigger, it's always coupled with fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of something. And I've realized that if I'm not feeling a little scared, I'm not thinking or pushing myself big enough. Fear is, as they say, that the price of admission for having bigger dreams and bigger ambition to go chase things. So if you're rolling into this week and you're not feeling a little uncomfortable or a little scared about one of your goals, one of your dreams, one of those things on your vision board, I'm going to challenge you to say, think bigger. You deserve bigger. Your dreams are too good to not chase them. Like, we should be a little scared. If we're not comfortable or if we're not uncomfortable, we're not dreaming big enough. You got more in you. So this idea of fear being rooted in humility, I think that's good, because I think deep down, we don't want other people to make fun of our dreams or think that we're too outlandish, or I don't know, like I'm from a religious family where most of the women didn't really work. And you got married and had babies. And I thought when I turned 21 that I was a failure because I was not married, nor did I have babies. I had kind of left. I wasn't part of the church anymore. And I was doing more of like the drinking thing and having a lot more fun in my life. But I grew up kind of thinking the expectation for success was getting married and having kids. And when I didn't go that path, as the youngest of 6 kids, I didn't have my first kid till I was 30. And my nieces and nephews, many of them are like full adults having babies. That was a weird thing for me. And there were some times when I was pursuing my career in corporate, when I was pushing and on the road a lot, when I was pushing to become an executive, when I was just exerting and going, people in that world didn't necessarily understand. They didn't understand what I was chasing or what I was trying to prove. And for me, I had to listen to that gut of what I was doing. Sometimes other people are going to get your dreams. And I think there's some fear that comes with that around what will they think of me? You got to push through it anyways. So as you enter this week, the word fear is one that I want you thinking about, is where does fear show up? And is fear pointing you in the direction of something that you should take action on? Or is fear serving as a warning sign? Because I think sometimes fear, we all know it, like when we're scared, and we know it's the bad kind of scared. We all know what that feels like and how to listen to it. But chances are where you get uncomfortable and where you're feeling a little fear, it's probably pointing towards something that's good. That's my tip for you this week. That's my insight. That's your motivation as you go through this week, is push yourself a little bit. Dream bigger, think bigger, and allow that fear to fuel you that you're on the right path. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next episode. I hope you have an incredible week. Bye.